When you study history in school, it might feel like you're only remembering lots of random facts and details about people from the past. Knowing about the past is crucial, but it becomes more enjoyable when you stumble upon some strange and interesting history facts. These can include things like the history of the 4th of July, fun facts about food in history, or even stories about St. Patrick's Day. Whether you want to learn more about history or impress others at a trivia night, these 25 weird history facts will give you some of the coolest and most surprising details from the past. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to support our channel, like, comment and share with others. Hans Scharf was a master interrogator for the German Luftwaffe during World War II. His unique approach to extracting information from prisoners was characterized by kindness and unconventional methods. Instead of resorting to harsh tactics, Scharf took prisoners on nature walks without guards, baked them homemade food, cracked jokes, shared beers, and even enjoyed afternoon tea with German fighter aces. Remarkably, his humane techniques were so successful that the United States military later incorporated some of his methods into their own interrogation schools. In ancient times, particularly in certain parts of Asia, death by elephant was a gruesome and popular form of execution. Elephants were trained to carry out brutal acts such as breaking bones, crushing skulls, twisting off limbs, and even executing people using large blades attached to their tusks. Shockingly, this method persisted in some regions until the late 19th century. Surprisingly, there was a time when using forks was considered sacrilegious and offensive to God. The reason behind this belief was that forks were viewed as artificial hands, and their usage was deemed inappropriate. This perspective has significantly evolved over time, and today forks are commonplace eating utensils. The famous nursery rhyme, "Mary Had a Little Lamb," is rooted in reality. Mary Sawyer, an 11-year-old girl from Boston, had a pet lamb that actually followed her to school. In the late 1860s, Mary Sawyer played a role in raising money for an old church by selling wool from her beloved lamb. During the 16th century, a bizarre and macabre trend among the wealthy elite involved the consumption of dead bodies, particularly Egyptian mummies. There was a belief that these cadavers possessed healing properties and could cure various diseases. Strangely enough, one of the highest delicacies of the time was rumored to be the consumption of mummies. Winston Churchill, the iconic British leader during World War II, was renowned for his love of cigars. He smoked a staggering 8 to 10 cigars a day, and on some occasions, this number even reached 15. During the era of American prohibition, Churchill would obtain a doctor's note, allowing him to consume indefinite amounts of alcohol during his visits to the United States. Approximately 100 million years ago, the Sahara Desert, now known for its arid conditions, was a lush oasis teeming with life. Fossil discoveries in 2009 revealed the existence of crocodiles with large land-going legs, capable of galloping across the land at remarkable speeds. In a gruesome practice following the Battle of Waterloo, dentists would rush to battlefields to collect teeth from deceased soldiers. These harvested teeth were then used to craft dentures for the wealthy elite. This unsettling method highlights the historical intersection of war and dentistry. Roman Emperor Gaius, commonly known as Caligula, had an extraordinary fondness for his horse named Incitatus. The emperor went to great lengths to pamper his beloved horse, providing it with a marble stall, an ivory manger, a jeweled collar, and even a dedicated house. There were even rumors that Caligula planned to appoint Incitatus as a consul before his untimely assassination. On January 15, 1919, Boston experienced an unusual and tragic event known as the Boston Molasses Disaster. A massive cast-iron tank filled with 2.5 million gallons of molasses exploded, unleashing a wave of sticky molasses that flooded the streets. The resulting devastation included toppled buildings, drowned horses, and tragically 21 fatalities with 150 injuries. Following the beheading of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette during the French Revolution, people reportedly dipped handkerchiefs in their blood as morbid souvenirs. In 2011, scientists confirmed the authenticity of a blood-stained handkerchief dating back to approximately 1793, soaked in the blood of Louis XVI. In 1644, English statesman Oliver Cromwell imposed a ban on eating pies, declaring it a pagan form of pleasure. This prohibition lasted for 16 years, during which pie-related activities, both making and eating, went underground. The ban was eventually lifted in 1660 with the Restoration. Founding fathers and early U.S. presidents John Adams and Thomas Jefferson shared a remarkable coincidence in their deaths. Both men, who played pivotal roles in the American Revolution, passed away on July 4, 1826, exactly 50 years after the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. Adams's last words, "Jefferson lives," were spoken in unawareness of Jefferson's earlier demise on the same day. Joan of Arc, a young French woman, had an extraordinary life during the 15th century. Convinced of her divine mission, she successfully led French armies to victory despite having no military experience. Joan survived a 60-foot escape leap from a tower, faced false accusations of heresy, and tragically was burned at the stake between the ages of 17 and 19. The volcanic eruption of Krakatoa in 1883 was so powerful that the sound ruptured eardrums of people located 40 miles away. The reverberations traveled around the world 4 times and were audibly heard as far as 3,000 miles away. The sheer magnitude of this event underscores the force of nature. In an unconventional historical employment, the South African Railway once enlisted a baboon as an employee. Surprisingly, this baboon served for 8 years without making a single mistake, showcasing an unexpected and amusing chapter in labor history. The 15th century witnessed an unexpected literary work from an unexpected author, Pope Pius II. Titled The Tale of Two Lovers, this erotic novel became one of the best-selling books of its time. The notion of a pope penning an erotic narrative adds an intriguing layer to the multifaceted history of the Vatican. It is estimated that around 97% of human history has been lost over time. The advent of written accounts of history began roughly 6,000 years ago, leaving the vast majority of human existence undocumented. This fact emphasizes the challenges historians face in piecing together the narrative of our past. Before Julius Caesar's invasions, there were doubts among Romans about the existence of Britain as a distinct land. Julius Caesar, making history as the first Roman to invade Britain in 55 and 54 BC, encountered skepticism among his compatriots. Some Romans believed Britain to be merely the foot of a larger northern continent, while others speculated about unimaginable riches or outright non-existence. During the Soviet era in the late 20th century, the mention of Genghis Khan's name became a punishable offense in the USSR. Soviet authorities actively worked to erase Genghis Khan's story from school textbooks and prohibited pilgrimages to his birthplace in Khenti. This effort to suppress the memory of the great Mongolian conqueror reflects the ideological control exerted by the Soviet regime. The guillotine, infamous for its use during the French Revolution, was introduced as a means to establish equality in execution. Before its widespread adoption, France employed savage methods of execution, such as drawing and quartering. The guillotine, intended as a more humane and egalitarian form of capital punishment, symbolized the revolutionary ideals of the time. Adolf Hitler played an unexpected role in the design of the iconic Volkswagen Beetle. Collaborating with Ferdinand Porsche, the Beetle was conceived as part of Hitler's initiative to create an affordable and practical car for the German people. This collaboration resulted in the development of the distinct bug-like car that would later become a cultural icon. In ancient Egypt, where the head was considered the seat of spiritual life, people used slabs of stone as pillows. This practice aimed to ensure the well-being of the head, reflecting the cultural significance attached to this part of the body. The origin of human artistic expression can be traced back roughly 100,000 years ago during the Upper Paleolithic era. Homo sapiens, our early ancestors, left behind the oldest known artworks in a cave in what is now France. This discovery marks the beginning of a rich artistic tradition that has evolved over millennia. During World War II, Americans underwent a renaming of certain food items to eliminate associations with the enemy. Hamburgers, sounding too German, were humorously referred to as Liberty steaks. Similarly, sauerkraut underwent a patriotic rebranding as Liberty cabbage. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through time, exploring 25 mind-blowing historic facts. History is a tapestry woven with remarkable stories, and we hope this video has sparked your curiosity. If you enjoyed the content, hit the like button, share with fellow enthusiasts, and subscribe for more intriguing discoveries. Share your thoughts in the comments about the historical fact that surprised you the most. As we unravel the mysteries of the past, stay curious, keep learning, and continue exploring the wonders of history together. Thank you for being part of our community, and until next time, stay amazed.